Hello, everyone. It's Katan again. I'm the founder of BossBayBlog.com and I'm a small business directory owner. So, this evening, we're talking about something that really I'm extremely passionate about, and that is show up 1000%. If you want to be a leader and you want to see success and growth in entrepreneurship, if you've been struggling lately, if you've been feeling like you're not gaining traction, if you don't know where to go or what mindset you should have or how you should maneuver, I'm going to give you some golden advice. And when I say golden, I mean golden advice. And it's not going to be the advice that some people want to hear. It might be the advice that you were avoiding, that you knew you needed to hear, but you just been walking past it because it's not as pretty as all of these other secret recipe, magical recipe to success messages are, right? Um, and the advice is show up 1000% to everything that you commit to and stop acting as if you are not in charge of the tone that is set when you step on the scene at any place that you're a part of. Now, I'm not saying by any means are you accountable or responsible for other people's actions and other people's decisions. But what I am saying is you're accountable and responsible for how you react to it. Will you be proactive? Will you be reactive? Will you be non productive or will you be productive? I have seen so many times where entrepreneurs have shown up somewhere to a meeting, to a consult, to a vendor show, to an event, half prepared with low energy and barely ready to go. We all have our days. However, you can't act as if you don't know why you're experiencing the results that you're experiencing, because the difference between successful people and non-successful people is that they go down the same path, they receive similar obstacles if not the same obstacles, and one person says this is going to be the obstacle that stops me today, I'm not feeling it, and the other person says this is going to be the obstacle that I get over because I got to get to the next level. How you get over it is on you. You don't have to do what everybody tells you to do because there might be a route that's meant for you. But what's important is that you don't stop going and that you show up 1000%. If you're going to go somewhere, why would you go there if you're not going to show up 1000%? I had someone one time hop on a console and say, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today. And you probably just going to get 20%. I said, well, then we need to reschedule and you need to get off and go get you some rest. Because why would you show up and not give 1000%? Why? If you commit to go somewhere, don't show up and have the energy like you don't want to be there. Why would you show up? Why? Think about what you're committing to, follow through with your commitment, and do it 1000% because that is going to help you. It's going to change the experience that you have for the better. A perfect example, I've gone into networking events where there are multiple people, right? Multiple people. So, hello, thanks for joining. So, I've gone into events where there are a lot of people. And I even felt those nerves and those jitters for a second. I'm not like a really shy person. I love to be silly, have a good time, put myself out there. But I was feeling those nerves and those jitters. And there were a lot of people at this event. And I could see some people with looks on their face like they were not entertained or they were not amused or they weren't really, enjoying it. They were just sitting. But I told myself that I will be damned if I sit and be one of those people that pretend like my success is going to be dependent on what the next person is doing or what is outside factors. When I know goodness well that I have what it takes in me intellectually, physically, spiritually to see success. So in that moment of me feeling nervous, you know what I did? I took a deep breath. I said, if you don't get up and you don't make this happen, and I started walking around and introducing myself to people and shaking people's hands that I didn't know and asking questions about stuff that I didn't know and handing out business cards and taking business cards. Because at the end of the day, I will be damned if I'm one of those people that pretends like my life is not in my hands when it comes to the impact that I have on people. There may be things that you may not be in control of, but the impact that you have on people, you are in control of directly. How you speak to people, how you show up for yourself, the energy that you give people, what kind of gratitude you have towards people, how you speak of people, how you work and maneuver through stressful situations. These are all things that you can do to have an impact, and they are all your decision how you choose to have that impact. So when you walk around and you act like you're not in control of the impact that you have, you're basically taking away your ownership of your success in your business because you're putting it on outside factors to determine if you're going to be successful. If, people like what you have to say, if you're likable, if, you're feeling good, if you're popular, these are all outside factors. But what an internal factor that will never change is the impact that you go out to create when you are interacting with other people. So every time you step into a room, You need to show up with 1,000% because you need to be ready to make an impact. Don't go into a room and sit down in a corner and not speak to people. Go introduce yourself around the room. Don't walk around and huddle up and be near people that you already know. What is the purpose of that? You already know them. Go and meet somebody new today. Tell someone they look nice today. Hand out a card and say, hey, I'm inviting you to this today. Do something different. Because if you wanted the same results, then absolutely keep doing the same things. But if you're wanting different results, you're wanting more results, then it sounds like you're going to have to do something differently or you're going to have to do more. And so once we realize that, we start to take ownership for how we show up to a room. I may not have everybody in this room that I thought I was going to have, but guess what? I'm not going to do. Waste my time here. So I'm either going to leave this room or I'm going to show up 1,000% to this room and I'm going to get everything that I need to out of this room. I had someone say, I need some sales. And I watched this individual walk past 20, 30 people that they could have told about their services and their products and introduced directly and given information and provided a layout, a pamphlet, or shown off some samples or let them try on something and took pictures and modeled it to receive an exclusive price point or something. You walk past 20 people, whether you walk past 5, 10, or 20, you walk past somebody and you didn't see that as an opportunity for you to elevate, connect, make an impact, make a sale. That is because that was your mindset. So when you have a mindset of showing up at 1,000%, no matter where you're going to, that's when you're going to start to see the results that you're looking for. But if you have a mindset of dragging your feet when things don't go your way or when things are unexpected, then you're going to always have those kind of results. Slow results, drainy results, slow energy that comes from within. So if you want to have better energy, better results, more impactful conversations, you got to pull that from within you. And if it's not in you, you need to find someone that does have it in them and you need to take notes and then you need to make it happen for yourself. Do research, listen to podcasts. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Um, Listen to podcasts, whatever it is you got to do. But you can't sit and act as if it's anybody else's responsibility or fault if you're not showing up with that 1,000% energy on every stage that you step into. Don't show up if you're not going to show up 1,000% because there is no purpose in doing that. Get there and get there with 1,000%. That is the message that I'm sharing today. That is the secret sauce. There is no special recipe when it comes to entrepreneurship and success. You study what you need to study to elevate your craft, and you continue working even on the days when you don't feel like it, and you show up and you give your best energy, even in spaces when you're feeling low. And when you do that, you're going to see the growth. But if you walk through every room as if you don't have an opportunity to succeed or an opportunity to sell or an opportunity to grow, you miss out on wonderful collaborations, relationships, and partnerships. You miss out on situations where you really should have been appreciative, grateful, and open and receiving. But instead, you were just focused on, well, this isn't like the way I think that it is, or this isn't set up the way I think it should be. So I'm only going to give 50% today, or this doesn't look like it's too serious. So I'm only going to give 30%. At that point, the problem isn't them. The problem is you. If you go anywhere and the percentage at which you go hard changes based off of where you are the problem. And that's what a lot of people won't say. The percentage of how hard you go should not change. The rooms you step into should. You feel like you got to step into a different room, by all means, step into a different room. But to be in a place and be going at 50% or, barely, not having that energy, you're wasting your own time. You got to respect yourself enough to show up 1,000% when you show up, or just don't. It's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't want to. It's okay if you thought you wanted to and you didn't. But what's not okay is to lie to yourself and tell yourself that you don't know why you're not seeing that growth or that insight, or to act as if other external factors are the reasons for why you're not seeing growth and elevation. Because it's one thing to be stagnant and stay in the same place, another thing to be growing. You may not be a millionaire yet, but you can still be growing and elevating. But when you walk into rooms and you act as if it's everybody else's responsibility for the way you show up, the energy you have, now we're going from being an owner to being an excuse maker. You have to take ownership when you are an entrepreneur, and that is it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so I hope that message really stuck with someone. You are very welcome. We're going to be coming on live again. Let me tell you guys what the next topic is. It is why relationships matter more than followers. So if you want to learn why relationships matter more than followers, join us for our next live and we're going to talk about it. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.